Good morning, my people. It's me, the hobbyist, and if it's not morning for you, reflect on when it was morning and think about how I want it to have been a good morning for you. But right now, I'm gonna live in my present, and my right now this morning is very early, and I'm reflecting. I'm looking back on the progress I've made over this last year. My YouTube journey is a little over a year old now, and I was just scrolling through my page looking at how far I've come and who I was a year ago compared to who I am right now and who I could potentially be in the next year, 2, 3, God willing, if the Lord see fit, until, and so on and so forth. I've really been planting seeds. Like, I know what my overall goal is, but I think that a lot of us focus on the harvest more than the quality of the seeds that we're planting. And I think that that is not a good way to approach things. Khaleesi, I'm trying to record a video. Can you get your chattering ass on somewhere? One moment. When I'm trying to be all sentimental, got a chattering ass cat. Anyway, I feel like we've been conditioned to be like, okay, don't show what you're doing until you're successful. Don't show what you're doing until it's popular. Don't show what you're doing until it's perfect. But I think that that is like the worst thing you can do as a creative, a person that's trying to put themselves out there and learn things. I think that it's more beneficial to show yourself learning along the way and show what the seeds do. Show what quality seeds look like as they're rooting and sprouting and then producing that harvest eventually. A lot of us, we can get overwhelmed by the ideas of how successful we could be or what if it does work out. I know when I first started YouTube, after like my 3rd or 4th video, I just started panicking because I'm like, oh my gosh, what if people start watching me? What if I'm able to build these things and get these different streams of income? What if I'm able to live not paycheck to paycheck? What if I'm able to express myself and get people to relate to me? And, you know, what if I'm successful? And that was kind of scary because it's like, okay, what if I'm not as well? What if I put in all this effort and nothing comes of it? But I think that the main thing, the issue with that type of thinking is that the way we measure success is fundamentally flawed. If we're looking at success like, oh, we're only successful if we get this amount of likes, or we're only successful if we get this amount of subscribers, then we're never going to be satisfied because that's stuff that's out of our control. I instead like to measure my success on how I feel as a person, how I've grown as a person, how the seeds I've planted may be taking sprouts slowly, but if I hadn't done what I did a year ago, I would never be where I am now. And if I'm not doing the things I'm doing now, I won't get to where I want to be ultimately. So I think that the most important thing when you're a creative, when you're setting yourself on the path to achieve any goal, is patience and kindness. Be kind to yourself, and you're going to have negative thoughts about what you're doing or disparaging energy or negative narratives that you're playing out in your head. But the most important thing is to recognize them, be self-aware, and give yourself a break to avoid burnout, and just let yourself grow and go with the flow. Life is very cyclical. I feel like going with the flow has really changed me so much because I'm not forcing anything. I feel like people can tell if you're forcing a connection. People can tell if you're not really being your authentic self. Robotic behavior is very apparent. We're all human. We understand a shared human experience. And if you're just putting on your fronts and your frauds all the time, people are going to realize, and it's not going to make people trust you. I believe living in your season, going with the flow, being self-aware, practicing mindful activities is one of the greatest things you can do when you're planting your seeds to reap your harvest eventually. And just overall be patient. Reframe the way that you're thinking about things. Enjoy the little steps, the little things. If you post a reel and you see that you got a little more engagement than you had before, appreciate it. If you're drawing and you realize, hey, it's easier for me to draw this now. I've been practicing for so long. Now it's coming easier to me, or ideas are flowing into your head a little easier. Appreciate those things and reflect on it and say, hey, this is this way because I've done X, Y, and Z. And let me appreciate myself for having known to do that. Or, just appreciate the growth, the incremental growth, because that is the actual reward. Think about it. If we fast forward past all of the leg work, if we fast forward past all of the planting, what is there really to enjoy? I would never want to skip the stage I am in right now to get the thousands of followers or the streams of income. I want to appreciate my journey at every single step. I want to look and see, when I wake up in the morning, that there's a new subscriber, or I've connected with somebody in the communities that I want to be a part of, just appreciating the small things. And that's really the overarching theme of life, is that most of the things that are the most important are small. Making it home every night, eating a good meal and being full, spending time with your loved ones, watching a bird fly across your path and looking at, taking a breather, taking a break. That is the most important thing. Those little things that we take for granted and sometimes ignore are the reason that we sometimes are miserable or think that there is nothing good going on in the world, because we're not taking the time to see what's going good. We're not taking the time to appreciate what we have in front of us. I'm saying all this to say, appreciate the seed, nurture the seeds, and unattach from the yieldings, unattach from the harvest. Or maybe I should say detach. Unattach, detach, whatever's right. Do that. I feel like since I've started setting intentions in this world and working towards things, but detaching from the outcome, I've been able to achieve more. Setting intention, you're making a promise to yourself. You're just keeping it pushing. That's the most important thing. Like, stressing over what could be and the potential outcome is not going to do anything to help you in the right now of things. Remember that. And that goes for you and me, the hobbyist, who is encouraging and inspiring the hobbyist in you. As always, I appreciate you guys. These little morning talks really get me going, get me in my content creation bag. I'm really excited about everything that I'm embarking on right now. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm showing up as my authentic self, typically in a t-shirt with no bra. And I appreciate y'all for accepting me as me. As always, it's been me, the hobbyist. Bye.